The Atlas Weyhausen AR95 is a small wheel loader weighing in at around 8 tonnes. This review looks at two versions. NZG 640/03 is in the colours of the German company Rathkamp, and 640/04 is in the colours of the German company Schnorpfeil. The model comes in a simple Atlas Weyhausen branded box. Well, what the Actually, both versions of the model come in the same box style. There's no information about the real machine, and inside there's just a couple of expanded polystyrene trays. On lifting the lid, the models just sit inside, wrapped in some soft paper. There's no information about the model, and there's no assembly to do because they're complete out of the box. For the detail, we'll start with the Schnorpfeil model, and it's very simple underneath, and it's a little unusual to see a full silver axle. But the rubber tyres look good and they're mounted on nice wheels. At the back, the curved body shape is nicely represented and there are plenty of graphics. Also, the lights are nicely detailed with graphics and paint, and it adds some realism. The pivot point is modelled very simply with no hydraulic cylinders, but the cab detailing is quite good with mirrors, wipers and grab rails. The loader arm is modelled well with black wires to represent hydraulic hoses, and very small friction rivets make for discrete connections. The bucket is a simple metal casting but with some nice teeth. The Rathkamp version of the model is in all respects identical other than the livery, and the touch of yellow at the rear makes for an interesting colour scheme. Out onto the test track, and the AR95 rolls along smoothly enough. The wheel sets front and rear are joined onto common axles, so you turn one, you turn both. And the machine steers through the pivot point, which is very loose on this model because there are no hydraulic cylinders modelled. However, it does mean you can steer and push at the same time, which is okay as long as you can multitask. The other functionality on the model is the loader arm, and that's been engineered well. The bucket fully poses in the dig and carry positions, and you can also raise it up to a good height. But don't push it up too high because the pistons can pop out of the cylinder jackets. It's also good to see that proper tipping has been implemented, which is not something you'd do after a meal in McDonald's. Talking of burgers, it's on to the genuine imitation real life test. And here the AR95 loads up a road tipper with burger meat for the next delivery to the restaurant. Even though this is a small wheel loader, it easily gets high enough to dump into a road tipper. This model was first introduced back in 2007, but it's still nice enough. The details and features are reasonable, and these limited editions look good, and they're only made in runs of 300 models each. If you like small wheel loaders, then these versions are recommended.